this is, of course, an historic decision that the federal court in San Francisco has made, striking down Proposition 8. The judge was very vigorous and very definitive in ruling that Proposition 8 violated the federal Constitution. And that means that the fundamental right of marriage is available on the same terms to same-sex couples as it is to heterosexual couples. That being the case, today my office filed a motion in opposition to deferring this decision for any prolonged period of time. The law has been declared in California by this judge. He's taken testimony, he's heard from the experts, and it's his firm opinion that those opposed to same-sex marriage have not made any compelling interest to justify denying the right of marriage in these cases. So for that reason, I've joined with the governor and others in opposing any stay of this order. We think that the rules on marriage for same-sex couples should go into effect immediately. And I'll be glad to take any questions.
Can you talk about the limited administrative burden to couples who may later have marriages invalidated? That was in the wording of the brief that you filed today, and I just wondered if you could elaborate.
Well, since California has 18,000 married same-sex couples, the state has already dealt with this with only positive impact as far as I'm concerned. And therefore, even if this decision is reversed, it doesn't seem like there's going to be any harm to the state, but there is a real harm to people who have a right that's being denied them now. And that's the reason why we feel in this case a stay is not proper, but rather the judge's decision should go into effect. We also think, because the judge said there's no rational basis whatsoever for denying same-sex couples the right to marry, because he was so strong and because he is a very independent-minded judge, appointed not by a Democrat, but if I believe correctly, by President Reagan, I think this decision has a very good chance of being upheld on appeal. And therefore, to deny couples this opportunity to marry in the meantime does not appear to be just.
And what is the process for the judge? So he has the state to consider. The state agrees, but then you file a motion.
No, the judge makes the decision. The Attorney General, the governor, the proponents of Proposition 8, other interveners, they all give the judge legal arguments and reasoning for whatever side they want to advocate. We've advocated no stay. Now the judge decides, and it may turn out that a higher court may disagree with him. That'll be another proceeding, but for now, I've made my views known. I think they are correct, and I'll abide by whatever the judge ultimately decides, of course.
Did you work in collaboration with the governor's office?
No, I did. The governor hired a separate lawyer, but we did know what he was doing, and we have been in conversation.
So what was the point of both of you guys doing?
Well, that's a good point. I think that I do a pretty good job defending Governor Schwarzenegger, who is often sued, and who does sue other people. So, but in this case, because of the sensitive nature of it, the governor decided to have his lawyer, and then, of course, the Attorney General's office, we have our lawyers. And in this case, they both came to the same conclusion that same-sex marriage should go into effect now.
Is there a danger of, if the stay is lifted, but then the decision is reversed by a later court, is there a danger of putting couples in of them suffering emotional harm when they're...
Well, look, no one has to avail themselves of the right of marriage in the meantime. That is, before some appellate court rules on this. But people do have that choice. And since the court has said that same-sex couples have this fundamental right, then why delay for a year or two while it goes through the appellate courts? Let this right be exercised fully and appropriately. If some higher court or the U.S. Supreme Court says, well, wait a minute, we see it differently, well, that's something else again. And I would say that as people see same-sex marriages and the families, I think there will be more acceptance going forward, because people do see this fits into the social fabric not only with no harm, but with a lot of positive benefits.
The Alliance Defense Fund, the people working on getting the stay put in place, say they told me that it could take 2 to 3 years for the entire appeals process to drag out. Why do you think exactly that it's unfair to make people wait to marry?
Because, as the federal judge concluded, there's a fundamental right to marry. And that was the position that I took in this case. So if there's this fundamental right, normally we don't talk about delaying in the exercise of a right. That's what a right means. It's something deep within the fabric of our society that is available to all individuals. So that's the reason why I say now is the time, not for a stay, but to allow marriage, which has been won in this very important decision, to go forward. And by the way, we have other states. We have several other states where there are gay marriages, and there have been these 18,000 gay marriages in California. It doesn't look like anybody's been hurt. A lot of people have been made happier and have been helped. So I say, let's get on with it.
Have you gotten any indication from Judge Walker when he might make a decision on this?
I would assume fairly soon. I think this is the decision that he wrote is extensive, detailed, and very definitive. And based on that, my hunch is that he will probably put it into effect. But on the other hand, because other judges, other courts, other states may see it differently, he may say, okay, well, let's wait until we get the appellate court opinion. That's what judges are for. We're in the position of advocating a position. The same position I took when this case first started, we're taking it today.
So another timeline question. Did you have until midnight tonight to submit this motion?
I don't know. I think we're supposed to put it in today. We did. We had it. Here it is. We got it filed. We have copies of it. It's just all it is. Okay? Thank you very much for coming here on such short notice.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.